Have you ever faced a situation where everything went wrong and you felt like blaming someone else? What if the secret to real success isn't about finding who's at fault, but about taking full responsibility for everything in your life? In this powerful book summary, we'll dive into the world of extreme ownership, a life-changing concept that teaches you how to lead, grow, and win. This isn't just a story about soldiers or the military. It's about how anyone, in business, relationships, or personal growth, can build unshakable discipline and leadership. Imagine transforming every challenge into a lesson, every failure into a chance to grow. That's what extreme ownership is all about: accepting responsibility, taking control, and becoming the leader of your own life. If you've ever searched for ways to improve your mindset, boost your confidence, and achieve real success, then you're in the right place. Stay with me, because what you'll learn here might just change the way you face every challenge. Chapter 1: Extreme Ownership. You are in a real battlefield. Smoke fills the air, communication is broken, and everyone is waiting for your orders. Suddenly, a disaster happens. Friendly fire hits your own team. In that moment, all eyes turn to the leader, expecting an explanation or excuse. But he does neither. Instead, he says one powerful sentence that changes everything. "This mistake is my fault." This is the core of true leadership: taking full responsibility for everything that happens under your command. Whether you are leading a team, managing a project, or guiding your own life, a leader who blames others loses control, but a leader who owns every outcome gains the power to change the results. When you accept that everything in your life, success or failure, is ultimately your responsibility, your perspective shifts completely. You no longer wait for circumstances to improve. You create the conditions yourself. This is the essence of extreme ownership. Leadership starts from within, not from the outside. Chapter 2: No bad teams, only bad leaders. In a high-stakes training exercise, two teams are asked to perform a mission. One team succeeds flawlessly, while the other fails repeatedly. The difference? Leadership. The failing team blames the environment, the rules, and even each other. But the leader takes a step back and asks a crucial question: what am I doing wrong that my team is not performing? This chapter reveals a powerful lesson. There are no bad teams, only bad leaders. A strong leader understands that the team's performance reflects their own guidance, attitude, and example. When you take responsibility for your team's failures and successes, you create an environment where people follow willingly, trust grows, and results improve dramatically. The key takeaway is simple but transformative. If you want to improve your team, first improve yourself. Every action, every decision, and every word you speak as a leader sends a message to your team. Your attitude sets the standard. And as you master this principle, your team can achieve more than you ever thought possible. Stay tuned, because in the next chapter, we will explore believe, a principle that shows how trusting your mission fully can completely change the way you lead and achieve results. Chapter 3: Believe. During a complex mission, a team is assigned an objective they don't fully understand. Confusion spreads, doubts arise, and some team members hesitate to take action. The leader notices the hesitation and asks himself a crucial question: do I truly believe in the mission and its purpose? This chapter emphasizes that as a leader, your belief in the mission must come first. If you don't fully understand and trust the plan, it's impossible to inspire confidence in your team. Every instruction you give, every decision you make, must reflect absolute belief. When your team sees your full commitment, they will follow you with clarity, confidence, and determination. Belief isn't just about trust. It's about understanding the why behind every action. When you communicate your mission with conviction, your team moves with purpose, even amidst uncertainty. Hesitation turns into action, confusion becomes alignment, and doubt transforms into unstoppable momentum. Next, we'll explore Check the Ego, a crucial lesson on how humility and self-awareness can make or break your leadership. Chapter 4. Check the Ego 1. In high-pressure situations, even the strongest leaders can let ego interfere. A small argument over strategy or credit can escalate, undermining teamwork. Ego clouds judgment and slows decision-making. 2. This chapter explains that humility is a leader's secret weapon. Leaders must check their ego before making decisions or reacting to challenges. By putting the mission and team first, personal pride takes a back seat. 3. One example from the book shows a leader in combat who ignored the urge to defend his reputation. Instead, he asked questions, listened to his team, and adjusted the plan. The result? The mission succeeded and respect grew naturally. 4. Ego often hides as defensiveness. Leaders must recognize when they are resisting feedback, unwilling to admit mistakes, or prioritizing pride over results. Awareness is the first step to mastering this. 5. Practicing humility doesn't mean weakness. It's about choosing the right moment to assert authority while maintaining openness to learning and collaboration. Teams perform best when the leader's ego doesn't block progress. 6. In the next chapter, we'll explore cover and move, a principle that shows how teamwork and supporting each other can multiply success and overcome even the toughest challenges. Chapter 5. Cover and Move 1. In chaotic operations, no soldier or team can succeed alone. The principle of cover and move is simple. Always support one another. While one team advances, the other covers, ensuring safety and effectiveness. 2. This chapter teaches that real teamwork is the backbone of success. Leaders must ensure every member knows their role, communicates clearly, and trusts others to act. Misalignment or hesitation can lead to failure. 3. One striking example describes two teams in a live exercise. The team that supported each other and moved as a unit completed the mission flawlessly. The team that acted independently failed repeatedly. 4. Cover and move also applies outside the battlefield. In business or daily life, departments, colleagues, or friends must back each other. Success comes from coordination, not solo effort. 5. Leaders must teach their teams to act in sync, anticipate each other's needs, and provide cover when challenges arise. Mutual support multiplies strength and prevents avoidable errors. 6. The next chapter, Simple, will explain why clear and uncomplicated plans are vital for leadership, especially when under pressure or facing complex problems. Chapter 6. Simple 1. In the chaos of any mission, complexity can be a leader's worst enemy. Plans that are too detailed or unclear create confusion, mistakes, and delays. 2. This chapter emphasizes that simplicity is the key to execution. A plan must be easy to understand and communicate so everyone knows exactly what to do. 3. One example shows a team that repeatedly failed during training because their strategy was too complicated. Once the leader simplified the plan, the team executed flawlessly. 4. Simplicity isn't about doing less. It's about clarity and focus. Clear instructions allow teams to move quickly, adapt, and recover from unexpected challenges. 5 leaders must continually evaluate their strategies and remove unnecessary steps or jargon that could confuse the team. The simpler the plan, the more likely it will succeed. 6. This principle also applies outside the battlefield, in business, projects, or daily life. When communication is simple, people act decisively and confidently. 7. Remember, simplicity empowers action. Complex ideas left unclarified are useless if the team cannot implement them effectively. 8. Next, we will explore prioritize and execute, a principle that teaches how to focus on the most important tasks first and avoid being overwhelmed by multiple problems. Chapter 7. Prioritize and execute. Leaders often face multiple urgent problems at once. Panic or trying to do everything simultaneously can lead to mistakes and failure. 2. This chapter introduces prioritize and execute, a method for tackling challenges one at a time while keeping the overall mission in mind. 3. One example shows a team under heavy pressure, overwhelmed by multiple threats. By identifying the most critical task first and executing it, they gained control and eventually completed the mission successfully. 4. Prioritization requires calm judgment and clarity. Leaders must step back, assess the situation, and identify which problem, if solved first, will have the greatest positive impact. 5. Execution follows prioritization. Once a critical task is identified, the leader communicates the plan clearly and ensures the team acts decisively. 6. This principle also applies to business or personal life. Focus on the highest impact tasks first to avoid being paralyzed by stress or overcommitment. 7. Prioritize and execute prevents overwhelm and builds momentum. Each completed task increases confidence and positions the team for the next challenge. 8. In the next chapter, Decentralized Command, we will learn how distributing responsibility and empowering team members multiplies effectiveness and leadership impact. Chapter 8. Decentralized Command. In challenging situations, a single leader cannot control every detail alone. Responsibility must be distributed across the team, empowering individuals to make decisions within their scope. This chapter explains that effective leadership relies on trust in others. When every team member understands their role and is given the authority to act, the team becomes faster and more adaptable in facing challenges. One example shows a real training team where the leader delegated responsibility to subordinates. The results were remarkable. The team executed the mission smoothly, while the team whose leader tried to control everything failed. In the next chapter, we will explore plan, a principle that shows how clear and flexible planning can change the outcome of any mission and increase the chances of success. Chapter 9. Plan success starts with a clear plan. This chapter shows that planning doesn't mean predicting everything, but creating a flexible framework that can adapt to unexpected changes and challenges. A successful leader sets clear priorities, identifies available resources, and anticipates potential obstacles. When the team understands the plan, execution becomes smoother and more effective. One example describes a team on the verge of collapse during a complex mission. After creating a clear plan and delegating responsibilities, the team was able to complete the mission successfully. In the next chapter, we will cover leading up and down the chain of command, teaching how to communicate effectively with all levels of the team to achieve desired results. Chapter 10. Leading up and down the chain of command. Effective leaders know that communication must flow in both directions, up to superiors and down to subordinates. Miscommunication at any level can jeopardize the mission. This chapter emphasizes the importance of clear, concise, and honest communication. Leaders must ensure their superiors understand the situation and that their team understands the plan and priorities. One example shows a leader who briefed his higher command accurately while keeping his team informed and aligned. This coordination allowed the team to act decisively and achieve the mission with minimal confusion. Next, we will explore decisiveness amid uncertainty, a principle that teaches how leaders make confident decisions even when all information is not available. Chapter 11. Decisiveness amid uncertainty. Leaders often face situations where critical decisions must be made without having all the information. Hesitation can be costly, but indecision is worse. This chapter highlights that confident, timely decisions build trust and momentum. Leaders must assess the situation quickly, prioritize, and act decisively, even in the face of ambiguity. One example describes a battlefield scenario where a leader had incomplete information. By making a confident decision and clearly directing the team, they turned a potentially disastrous situation into a success. In the next chapter, we will cover discipline equals freedom, showing how strict personal and team discipline leads to better results and long-term freedom.